Do you want to know about a compound that shrinks the size of fat cells by 40%? That's what the studies show. And what I'm talking about is 5-amino 1-MQ. So 5-amino 1-MQ does a variety of things, and it does all of them by doing one thing. So it inhibits NNMT. So NNMT is nicotinamide N-methyltransferase, and NNMT is overexpressed in fat, in obese people, and in people as they get older. So it's when NNMT increases, it's sneaky because it slows your metabolism down and it kind of messes with the molecules that are involved in energy production. So it gets harder to lose weight and you're not even oxidizing fat at the same rate. But what about this 40% reduction in fat cells? So this comes from, there's numerous studies, but there was one particular study where they used diet-induced obese mice. So what I mean by that is they overfed these mice to get them to be obese. And then they used the NNMT inhibitor. And this is what happened. The epithelial white adipose tissues of these mice shrank significantly. Now, that is very similar to visceral belly fat on humans, and it shrank significantly. The adipocyte size, so the fat cell size, decreased by about 30%. So what does that mean? When you're trying to lose weight, the fat that you're trying to lose is housed in its own fat cell. And when we lose weight, we don't lose the cell, unless you do liposuction or something, you don't lose the cell, you just reduce the volume of the cell. In this study, the actual fat cell size decreased by more than 30%. But the fat cell volume dropped by over 40%. Remember, when you're losing weight, you're trying to reduce the volume of the fat cell. So think of it like a water balloon. When you lose weight, you don't lose the balloon, but you reduce the amount of volume inside the balloon. So you lose the water in the water balloon, and that's how we lose weight. With that analogy, the fat cell, the volume of it dropped by over 40%. And even though the mice, and this is the stinger, right? Even though the mice ate the same amount of food, the volume came down and the fat cell decreased in size. So an overall body fat dropped without any behavioral changes on the part of the mice. Let that sink in a second. So no reduction in calories, no change in movement, just a shift in how the body processed and stored energy. So this is why 5-amino 1-MQ, it isn't a diet pill, it is a metabolic modifier, I guess you can say. Sounds pretty crazy, and you can look the study up yourself. So I've been taking this for about 3 years, 2 years of my own product. And if you want to find my product, just go to www.5amino.com. But that is just one of the reasons that this is such a crazy little product.